Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here on this fine Monday evening for the Monday Night All-Stars as drivers get loaded into the simulator. Practice coming to a close here in just a few more moments, and we'll get ready to rock and roll with another amazing night of racing action here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Monday Night All-Stars. Charlie Minder's coming in, showing the love. Charlie Minder says, let's go right around the back again. Charlie, my boy, you had a good run last week. I feel like you did all right. I feel like you'll be up there towards the front of the field. As Nelson John says, let's get ready to rumble here in this one. Jeremy Sexton says, here we go. Should be fun as always. Yes, Sirski, it is going to be fun. It is going to be a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to set these drivers loose. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready to go green flag racing here in just a few more moments. About 50 seconds left there on the timer for our practice session, and then we'll jump right into the rest of the racing action here on the evening as we'll get these drivers loaded in and ready to go. Ty Dickinson says, here to support my boy Matt Taylor. Brother, you're always here to support not only Matt Taylor, but to support me, homie. That's always a big thing as well. Coming in, showing the love, showing the support here for for poor old little Peacemaker here as well. Evan Stefanski with the heart reaction. Charlie Minders coming in with the like and the share on the broadcast. Bryce Dickinson with the thumbs up here on the broadcast. How are you, Brycey Bear? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Monday. Tina Sexton with the heart reaction. Black Phoenix coming in with the like. How are you, Charles? How are you, Mr. Black Phoenix? Coming in, showing the love here with that thumbs up on the broadcast. Derek Cat, William Hargraves, Nelson Johns all coming in with the thumbs up, as well as Jeremy Sexton coming in with that like on the stream as well. Ty Dickinson and Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in, showing the love with the heart reactions. How are you, Mama Bear? How are you, Ty? The whole Dickinson crew coming in, showing the love, as James Ronnie says, let's go. Sibley, cheering on Mr. Sibley here this evening. Mama Bear says hello. Jamie Massey, Mr. Massey in the house, as well as Dave Morgan coming in with the like on the stream, coming in with that big heart reaction here on the broadcast. Says, good luck, Sexton guys. Let's go. Let's go, baby. It's qualifying getting started here on the Speedway. Qualifying, getting out there onto the racetrack. Drivers are going to be laying down some good lap times. See Jim Revis in the iRacing iFlag DWR number 57 ride rolling out there onto the Speedway. We see Dakota Proud in his Throttle down Motorsports and number 19. Michael Olson rolling out there as well. Good to see the Swindell Speed Labs and number 9 ride rolling out there onto the racetrack. There's Jason Zilmer in the 344. Evan Stefanski in the 116, the Steve's Lawn Care Sunrise Racing ride rolling out there onto the Speedway. We see Steven Stefanski, that is the muscles there for the Stefanski crew in the number 15 ride out there on the racetrack. Jeremy Akins, the DWR number 57, the other DWR 57 ride out there on the Speedway. We do get a good look here at the beautiful looking paint scheme, new looking ride here for the team CFM Esports. Number 9 ride here, Dirty Rhino Welding. Number 9 ride looking fresh out there on the Speedway. The C High Performance ride looking good out there on the track. Jacob Stefanski out there, as well as Charles Davis out there on the track. Charles Minders in that number 66 jumps out onto the Speedway. Jeremy Sexton, new looking paint scheme here for the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton, looking fresh out there on the Speedway as the Doghouse Chassis 5.6 graphics, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Sexton Paint and Body number 2020 ride rolling out there on the Speedway, looking very fresh out there on the racetrack. The 54, Jeremy Kolba out there, as well as the 42 is that's the Witch Doctor, Nathan Tripo out there on the track. Is Tripo with a new paint scheme here as well. Beautiful looking paint scheme there for the Throttle Down Motorsports 42 NT, as Right now, quickest in qualifying, Jim Revis. Jim Revis with that quick time. Michael Olsen, second quickest. Jason Zilmer, Corey Sibley. But here comes Philip Sexton up into position number 2. Beautiful number 2020 ride, the Tommy Gunn Customs. Number 2020 looking very fast is Jackie Whaley with the quick time here in qualifying. Quick time here for Jackie Whaley as the 720 jumps to the top of the speed charts, but he doesn't stay there for long. It's a new quick time here on the racetrack. It's the Malum Electric. Number 71H, the Vim's Liquor Wild Bill's Race Designs Dirt Panda 71H, William Hargraves. Now with the quick time here on the Speedway, and I do believe that will bring us to a close here for qualifying. 25 drivers with lap times, and we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 1. Rob Stefanski coming in with the heart reaction. Richard Mott coming in with the like and the share as well. How are you, Richard? How are you, Rob? Coming in showing the love with the reactions here on the evening. Coming in showing the love, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we get ready to rock and roll. You guys know what to do. Hit that gosh heckin' like button. Hit that share button. Hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose for the first heat race of the day. First heat race about to get underway as Daniel Paus says, let's go Hargraves. Daniel, absolutely. Hargraves is going to be... he loves this racetrack, man. He's always a very, very tough cookie when it comes here to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I think he is going to be a tough one to deal with here this evening, but there are so many good, talented drivers here for the Monday Night All-Stars that it's really anybody's race any one of these nights, man. It's Jeremy Akins in the slinganddirt.com DWR57 ride. Will start in that pole position to his outside in the Majula Say Speed Shop. CFM Esports number 8 ride. That is the Shark, the Alpha Shark of Tyler Jackson. Starting in position number 3 in the 2020, it's the Mad Dog himself. It's the Doghouse Racing Tommy Gunn Customs 2020 ride of Philip Sexton. To his outside, our pole sitter, our quickest in qualifying, inverted top 4. That means the 71H of William Hargraves will start here in that 4th position on the Speedway with Dylan Simmons in the beautiful DCSSS Throttle Down Motorsports WP Creative Designs number 33 ride there in 5th. To his outside, his teammate in the Throttle Down number 19 ride, that is Dakota Brown. Bringing up the rear of the field here in the Majula Say Speed Shop, Sweet Tea Gaming Peacemaker, or the Sweet Tea Gang Peacemaker Gaming number 15 ride, the Papa Mike Promotions machine. That is Matt Taylor bringing up the rear of the field here for heat race number 1. As heat race number 1 about to get underway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're gonna go green flag racing this time out of quarter number 4. Jeremy Akins will put the hammer down in quickly. Jump up to the high side here, right in front of Tyler Jackson. Jackson will take a look and a run down low, see if he can try to cross him over as they go door to door down the back straightaway into quarter number 3. Do we see the slide job out of the 8 ride? No. T-Jack will stay down low. That's going to open up the door, though, for that 71 ride of William Hargraves. Hargraves right there, almost got to the outside of Tyler Jackson. Now going to have to work to the inside as the 2020 of Philip Sexton slides back to 4th. Now trying to hang on to it as he's got Dakota Proud right there working to his outside as the 57 of Jeremy Akins trying to get to the outside here of William Hargraves as Akins sliding backwards now into 3rd here as T-Jack will take over this race lead down through 1 and 2. So Tyler Jackson out in front, William Hargraves there in 2nd as Akins and Philip Sexton will battle here for position number 3, and that is a big spot on the Speedway. Top 3 will transfer through. Top 3 will make it into the show. Everybody else will be heading into our consolation race here on the evening. So right now, Tyler Jackson, William Hargraves, they're sitting comfortably up here in that 1st and 2nd spot, starting to put a little bit of a gap between themselves and that 3rd place battle as they got a few car lengths there between them as still door to door for position number 3, that third and final transfer spot. Philip Sexton and Jeremy Akins battling it out. Akins getting the upper advantage with the outside lane, able to carry all that momentum through corner exit and down the straightaways, and he is able to stay in front of this 2020 ride. Dylan Simmons right there ready to pounce, and the 15 ride of Matt Taylor right there within striking distance of this top 3 on the Speedway. Dakota Proud back there in the 7th position here, sliding back a little bit at the start of this race as Akins and the 2020 ride. The best battle on the Speedway here is the 2020 going for the slide job down through 3 and 4. The 57 of Akins has to put the brakes on to avoid contact with the outside wall and with the 2020 ride of Philip Sexton. So move Phillip now up into position number 3 here on the Speedway. Dylan Simmons, they're in position number 4 and looking for more now as Aiken slides all the way back to position number 5. Not the way he wanted to go here in that DWR number 57 ride as he started on the pole. Now sits back in position number 5, and he may not be done sliding back here as here comes Matt Taylor looking for a big run out of that 15 ride, looking for a groove to get around that 57 ride right there in front of him. He's only going to have one more lap to do it. It's for the final time here in heat race number 1. Tyler Jackson down through 3 and out of corner number 4. He'll see the first checkered flag of the day as Tyler Jackson picks up heat race win number 1. Hargraves there in 2nd, and Philip Sexton in that 3rd and final transfer spot means Dylan Simmons, Jeremy Akins, Matt Taylor, and Dakota Proud will all be going to our consolation race. So we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 loading into the sim. Each and every one of these drivers ready to go to battle. As Bryce Dickinson says, easy work, Matt. Easy work right there. He gave it a good shot. Unfortunately, just so much traction out there on the Speedway. Tough to make passes out there right now. It's very, very tough. So that means your qualifying effort has to be super, super good on the day to try to set yourself up here for a good run in these heat races. With passing being tough, it's going to be fun to see what these guys can do out there on the Speedway to try to make some moves, make some ground, and work themselves from deeper in the field towards the front of the pack, especially late in this feature event later on in the evening when things really start to slicken up. It could become very, very fun out there on the racetrack. Steven Stefanski, Steven coming in, showing the love here, coming in, showing the big love in this one. Mama Bear says, let's go, Matt Taylor, as Stefanski coming in with the like on the stream. Cody McCoy with the like and the share as well. McCoy says, let's go, Cody coming in, showing the love here in this one. It's starting on the pole here in heat race number 2. It's the witch doctor himself, the 42 NT, the Throttle Down Motorsports WB Creative Designs ride, the GoPro Hydro ride of Nathan Tripo will start here in that top spot. To his outside in the 23 ride here this evening, that is Jacob Stefanski. Then we see the 9 of Michael Olson. Jackie Whaley in the DWR 720 ride there in 4th. And then we see Cameron Stefanski in the 2 and Ryan Howard there in the 4X. As we quickly go green flag racing, a great launch there for the Witch Doctors. The 42 NT of Nathan Tripo going to lead us down through 1 and 2 is the 9 ride of Michael Olson trying to make a big run down on the inside lane. Couldn't quite hold on to it as, ooh, things are going to get tight here through 3 and 4 as Olson down low. Jackie Whaley up there on that middle lane in the 23 ride of Jacob Stefanski. Almost got cleaned out there through 3 and 4. He had that 9 and the 720 all over his back bumper. As here you go again, the 720 down low, making a good run on the bottom side here. Unfortunately, not going to get a hold of slide up in front of anybody. He's going to try it again. And again, unfortunately, just no gap right there. They are tight together. No car length advantage in between either of these drivers for him to try to throw that slide job, fit it in somewhere, and slide in front of the drivers that he's back battling with up here inside the top 3. As once again, top 3 will transfer through. Everybody else will be going to the consolation races. As Nathan Tripo leads the way, here comes a big run from Michael Olsen down low. There's contact, heavy contact and damage to the front end of the 42 NT. That's going to open up the door for Jacob Stefanski to pull the slide jump here himself through what it do. The crossover from Nathan Tripo with that damage, looking to try to stay out in front. Unfortunately for Michael Olsen, that slides him all the way back now into the 6th position on the Speedway as he battles door to door at a quarter number 4 with the full ride of Ryan Howard. That'll move him back up into 5th years. Howard staying there in 6th as door to door at the front of the field. A little contact, a bit of a door slam down through quarter number 3 as the 42 NT and Nathan Tripo trying to hang on to this. The 23 of Jacob Stefanski trying to take this heat race win away from him. More contact. They get together. That's going to open up the door. Here comes Jackie Whaley. Here comes Michael Olsen and Cameron Stefanski into the fight here at the front of the field. That's going to move the number 42 NT all the way back to position number 4 on the Speedways. The 9 ride gonna get a little piece of them there through the front straightaway, gonna try to slide up and clear them, and it looks like the 9 of Michael Olsen will jump up into 3rd. Nathan Tripo goes from the penthouse almost to the outhouse here as he got ran rough right there throughout this heat race, and he may not be done as there's more contact. The 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski sends it in there, slides up the racetrack, gets into him as 3 wide here at the front of the field. Jackie Whaley leading the way here on the outside lane. Michael Olsen working to the inside row as the 23 of Jacob Stefanski rolling there in position number 3 here on the Speedway. As Stefanski trying to get back into this battle, he knows that he is inside the top 3 and that's where he needs to be as the checkered flag this time at a quarter number 4. Oh, it was going to be a very tight race, but a little loose there. Out of 4 for the 9 ride will give heat race win number 2 to Jackie Whaley. Michael Olsen there in 2nd, Jacob Stefanski in 3rd. And then we saw Cameron Stefanski, Nathan Tripo, and Ryan Howard rounding out the field there in heat race number 2 as we'll get ready here for heat race number 3 that's about to roll out onto the Speedway as Mr. Hargraves says, another awesome broadcast. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate you coming in, showing the love. Will coming in, showing the big love here in this one, and the kind words, brother. As yeah, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of great racing here for these drivers. As Mama Bear with the good job for Mr. Hargraves there in heat race and number 1. Some great racing and some great battling out there on the Speedway already. Maybe already a little bit of frustrations, as I know that the 42 NT probably not very appreciative of how he got ran there in that heat race as he got bounced around like a pinball out there on the Speedway. As we'll stack him up, rack them up, and get ready for heat race number 3. Starting on the pole in the 116 is the Sunrise Racing. Steve's lawn care number 116, that is Evan Stefanski. To his outside, his teammate in the Sunrise Racing, Steve's lawn care number 15, that is Steven Stefanski there in position number 2. Starting in position number 3 in the 344 ride, that is Jason Zilmer, and to his outside in the DWR JRE Racing iFlag Martin Sports number 57, that is Jim Revis. Starting in position number 5, the 54 ride, that is Jeremy Colba, and to his outside is the 50 ride of Charles Davis. So 6 more drivers getting ready to battle here. 3 more spots up for grabs here as Charlotte Motor Speedway is down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4. We're going to see that green flag fly here once again. So the green flag quickly back out for Evan Stefanski's. Evan quickly going to put the hammer down, looking to slide up in front of Steven Stefanski here down the back straightaway. Couldn't quite find the lane that he needed. As they go door to door, here comes an open door for the 57 of Jim Revis. They're 3 wide down across the line. 3 wide here at the front of the field as Stefanski's going to slide up in to the middle here. A little bit of contact. Jim Revis with a great run down on the bottom side. A great drive off, fuel slide up in front of that 15 right. A crossover though coming from Muscles as Jim Revis will lead that lap. So Jim Revis now out in front, but can he hang on to it? His Muscles. Steven Stefanski working down to his inside. Evan Stefanski right there within striking distance. Gets up a little bit too high there in 3 and 4. He'll give up a couple car lengths here as now comes the 344 of Jason Zillmer. Jeremy Colba, Charles Davis all right there ready to strike as out in front. Steven Stefanski's able to make that move and get himself to the point here as Jim Revis will slide back to position number 2, but he's all over the back bumper of that 15 machine. As Steven Stefanski leads the way, here comes Revis looking for a big run up on the top shelf to the outside of the 15. No, he's going to cross him over and drive it deep down low here into quarter number 3. Going to go for the bit of a slide job there over that 15 right. A great crossover though as these two duke it out at the front of the field. Evan Stefanski trying to hang on to that third and final transfer spot as Jason Zillmer and Jeremy Colba go door to door here for position number 4 on the Speedway. And they got Stefanski right there in front of them. It's the 344. Zillmer gets up into the outside wall. That's going to kill a bunch of momentum for him. He's going to lose a couple car lengths as the 54 of Colba gets into line here, trying to stay right in the tire tracks of that 116 ride of Evan Stefanski. Jim Revis able to make the move, get back around Steven Stefanski, so Revis back out in front. Stefanski looking for a big run here down the front straightaway, trying to reel him back in as Jim Revis to the point here in heat race number 3. Muscles there in second with Evan Stefanski there in position number 3. Jeremy Colba there in 4th as the 344 Jason Zillmer and Charles Davis battle back here for the 5th position on the Speedway. Charles rolling the inside lane here, trying to stay true to that as a lot of these other drivers migrating already to that outside lane here, right up against the wall, trying to push this racetrack up to its limits already on the Speedway as we see that white flag fly. So one more time around for Jim Revis as Revis leads us down out of quarter number 2, down the back straightaway for the final time here in heat race number 3. He'll go through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. Jim Revis will pick up heat race win number 3 here on the evening. Steven Stefanski there in second. Evan Stefanski in that third and final transfer spot will punch their tickets into the A-Main feature event where Colba and everyone else there in heat race number 3 will unfortunately be heading to the consolation race. So Colba, Zillmer, and the 50 ride of Davis will all be going to our consolation race here on the evening. As we'll get ready for our 4th and final heat race on the day. Drivers will get loaded into the sim as Mama Bear says, "Let's go, Jim Revis." Cheered on Mr. Revis out there on the Speedway, and he might have heard that one, Mama Bear, as he put on a great show there for us and put himself up into the top spot there for heat race number 3. Timothy Creasman coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Timothy? Coming in, some matching that like on the stream. Sean's Detail coming in with that heart reaction as well. I appreciate you, Sean and Timmy, coming in, showing the love here in this one as heat race number 4 starting to roll out onto the Speedway. Starting on the pole in the number 66, that is Charles Minders there in the 66 ride. Minders starting in the pole position to his outside the 2020 ride. That is the Cocky Floyd Consulting Sexton paint and body ride of Jacob Sexton out there on the Speedway. Starting in position number 3 is the Team CFM Esports Dirty Rhino Welding number 9 of Corey Sibley into his outside in the Sexton paint and body Cocky Floyd Consulting Doghouse Racing the Doghouse Chassis 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton. And then we see the number 13 of Cody McCoy. Beautiful looking paint scheme here for the Nitro number 13 13, and the 019, the Dirty Mo Media ride of Russell Harold there in 6. As Charles Minders is going to see that green flag fly, this time at a quarter number 4. He gets a great launch and a good drive down the front straightaway, but quickly looking down to his inside. Here comes Corey Sibley. Sibley looking to try to work himself to the point here on lap number 1. Minders trying to hold on to that top spot, but he's got the 2020 of Jacob Sexton all over his back bumper. Jacob Sexton trying to work himself up to the point as they're 3, almost 4 wide there through 1 and 2. What a run and what a drive right there. I didn't think Cody McCoy was going to be able to hang on to it without contact right there as he threw it in there deep with the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton out there on the Speedway. It is still anyone's race here at the front of the field as the 2020 of Sexton, Jacob Sexton, trying to slide up into position number 2. Unfortunately, back drive off of quarter number 2 there is going to slide him all the way back to that 4th position, looking for a big run here to the outside of Jeremy Sexton there as they go door to door here. And oh, contact! Charles Minders going to get some damage. Blinked a little bit right there in the middle of the corner, but I don't think that was going to matter at all as the 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton sent it in there deep. Unfortunately, came up a little bit too high, made contact there with that 66 ride. That puts Minders all the way back now into the 5th position. He has Russell Harold right there behind him as Cody McCoy, Jacob Sexton, Jeremy Sexton duking it out here for that 2nd and 3rd spot on the Speedway as they continue to battle. Corey Sibley out in front, just continuing to run away with this one. Sibley out in front, start to open up a pretty sizable lead advantage here. Almost 1 1/4 seconds between himself and Jeremy Sexton. He's on cruise control here at the front of the field as the Sweet Victory Apparel, Team CFM Esports, Dirty Rhino Welding number 9 ride at the front of the field as they continue to battle back here behind him. Jeremy Sexton up into position number 2. The new looking paint scheme here for the 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton. Jacob Sexton right there with them, but the number 13, a new looking paint scheme here for the Nitro Speed Shop, the Speed by Far number 13 of Cody McCoy right there ready to pounce as he works to the inside of the 2020 ride. Now trying to look underneath the other one, but gets a great run here. Going to slide up in front of the 2020 of Jacob Sexton. So Sexton now back to position number 4 is the Healthton Gaming ride of Cody McCoy, able to work himself up into that 3rd and final transfer spot. But this battle here for that 3rd spot is not over yet. Cody McCoy trying to use that big run there out at quarter number 4 to maybe vault him into this transfer position as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time down the back straightaway into quarter number 3, nice and easy out of quarter number 4. Corey Sibley will cruise home to the win here in heat race number 4 as Jeremy Sexton there in 2nd and Cody McCoy in that 3rd and final transfer spot, meaning that Jacob Sexton, Charles Minders, and Russell Harold will all unfortunately be going to the consolation race. But it looks like we'll get them right out there here, so drivers are going to jump straight out onto the racetrack here for this consi. Now we have 13 drivers starting this consolation race, and it looks like all 13 will advance, so nobody is going to miss out on the racing action here this evening. Each and every one of them will get an opportunity to race in our A main feature event. So this means, you know, more or less just starting positions and maybe a little bragging rights, and at the same time, you know, learning a little bit more about the car, learning a little bit more about the racetrack, where it's kind of heading, might give you that extra little bit of premonition on what you have to deal with here our feature event. So these drivers are going to use this B main to you know, maybe catapult themselves up even farther in the standings here when it comes to our A main feature event and make a run towards the front of the field. And there's a lot of fast cats in here that I think are going to be, you know, threats to be able to do that. We saw, you know, Nathan Trepo have a great run in his heat race. We saw Jacob Sexton very fast there, Cameron Stefanski, Dylan Simmons both right there, just missing out on those transfers through the heat heat races where I think if they can find the right gear, the right pace in that feature event, they could be threats here to have themselves a wonderful evening of racing action. And starting on the pole here in this one is that 33 ride of Dylan Simmons to his outside. That's the 2 of Cameron Stefanski. The 54 of Jeremy Kolbe will start in third with Jacob Sexton there to his outside. Then we see the number 57 of Jeremy Aikens, the 42 NT of Nathan Trepo. They're rounding out our top 6. The 344 of Jason Zilmer in the 66 of Charles Minders. They're in 8th with Matt Taylor and Ryan Howard rounding out our top 10 here on the starting grid for RP Main. Then we see Charles Davis, the 019 of Russell Harold, and the 19 of Dakota Proud bringing up the rear of the field here in this consolation race. Once again, this is nothing but bragging rights and starting positions on the line here. For this B main, every single one of these drivers will advance into the show. None of them will go home early here as down through 3 and out of 4, a creeping pace for the 33 as Dylan Simmons sees that green flag fly. A great start for the 33, but the 2 rider Cameron Stefanski getting a great launch, sticking right there with them on that initial start. He's looking for a big run to the outside. Now I'm going to drive down deep low here. Going to go for maybe the slide job. Doesn't have enough room or clearance to pull the trigger. So the 33 rider Dylan Simmons will lead lap number 1 here in this consolation race. A little bit of door tag there through 1 and 2 as the Steve's Lawn Care number 2 ride trying to work himself into the top spot here. So Cameron Stefanski looking fast here at the front of the field, but Dylan Simmons able to hang on to that top spot once again. Is right there behind the 2 machine. You see that 2020 of Jacob Sexton, the 54 of Jeremy Kolbe right there within striking distance. In with the 57 of Jeremy Aikens as Aikens there in 5th. Nathan Trepo back there in 6th. Zilmer, Minders there in 7th and 8th, still battling door to door here as they started right there in that 7th and 8th position. And then you see Matt Taylor and Ryan Howard battling here for 9th and 10th. There's a little bit of contact. Look out! Jeremy Kolbe getting some contact right there. Him in the 57 right now. Jeremy Aikens get together. That's going to slide both drivers backwards here as they slide backwards. A couple more drivers moving up closer to the front of the field as Jacob Sexton now up into 3rd. Nathan Trepo there in 4th, and Charles Minders there in position number 5 on the Speedway. Jason Zilmer, Ryan Howard, Jeremy Kolbe all the way back now into position number 8 here on the Speedway as you see that front bumper tore off that 57 ride. They made contact down and out of quarter number 2. They came together, and unfortunately quite a bit of front end damage there for that 57 ride of Jeremy Aikens. They got Matt Taylor working himself to the outside of both of those drivers as the Papa Mike Promotions Sweet Tea Gang Majula Say Speed Shop 15 ride of Matt Taylor working there perfectly to the extreme high side. We talked about Matty in that first heat race of the evening. Did not get a good qualifying lap in. Did not seem to be, very, very fast. Made a couple passes there and hung with our race leaders in that first heat race. Just couldn't find an open door to start to make passes. But as this track starts to widen out a lot more, we start to see a lot of different lanes being run. And we start to see drivers struggling through some of the slick stuff for just corner entry and corner exit. It seems like this 15 rider, Matt Taylor, comes to life. And here he is in this consolation race, trying to work himself up towards the front of the field here as he's looking pretty stout right now, but looking very stout at the front of the field was our pole sitter, Dylan Simmons. Simmons at the front of the field, starting to open up a bit of a gap between himself and Jacob Sexton as Jacob Sexton and Cameron Stefanski battle here for position number 2 on the Speedway. Ryan Howard now into 4th as Nathan Trepo there in 5th. Charles Minders trying to hang on to that 6th position, but he's going to get split and he's going to slide backwards right there. Jason Zilmer down low is going to work around him. The 15 right of Matt Taylor up on the high side will split that 66 ride and go right on around him. And unfortunately now for Minders, he's sliding even farther back as Jeremy Akins has worked around him. Jeremy Kolba trying to work down to his inside. And here comes Dakota Proud and Charles Davis right there within striking distance as well. As Matt Taylor trying to work himself up inside the top 5 is now around the 344 of Jason Zilmer. The 15 ride finds himself here in position number 6 and closing in on the back bumper of the Witch Doctor. The 42 NT right there in that 5th position as Jeremy Akins still using that inside lane. He's been able to find the groove down low here, carry a lot of speed down there, and he's ran that pretty good as they're 3 wide back there behind him. 3 wide, a little deeper in the field as Dylan Simmons continues the pull away from the rest of the pack here, out in front by 2 seconds. That 33 rides on cruise control right now here in this B main as he sees the white flag fly one more time around for Dylan Simmons to pick up the B main win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the dirt track at Charlotte, the home of the Monday Night All-Stars here this evening. And Dylan Simmons is going to round quarter number 4 for the final time here in the B main, and he will pick up the checkered flag. Gonna set himself up nicely here for our feature event on the evening, but the job's not done for the 33 as Jacob Sexton coming home in second. Cameron Stefanski, Ryan Howard, Nathan Trepo, our top 5 there in that consolation race, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for our feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, do us a favor. If you're enjoying the racing action right now, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do, and all the support of the likes, the comments, and the new followers and subscribers helps the channel grow to an absolutely amazing level here on Peacemaker Gaming as we continue to grow each and every single day. We're working on 1,000 subscribers right now over on YouTube as well. 1,000 subscribers. We're only about 50 subscribers away from hitting that 1K marker over there on YouTube. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys head over to our YouTube channel. I'll link it there in the Facebook chat and our Twitch chat. Make sure you guys jump over there and show us some love on the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family over there as well. As Jay Paul says, let's go Sexton boys. Let's go, baby. It's Bandit in the Snowman. Bandit in the Snowman coming in, showing the love over there on the YouTube channel as well. Says, I got a fever, and the only prescription is for more of the 42, the Witch Doctor. Woo, baby, that's one way to cure a fever out there. That is for certain. Bandit in the Snowman says, let's go Throttle Down team. As, yeah, the Throttle Down Motorsports team continuing to expand and bring in on the 42 NT of Nathan Trepo. Definitely a good pickup, and you know, we continue to see Trepo, you know, season after season, continue to get faster and faster and faster, man, and he is going to be a threat. You know, one of these days, he's going to be up here, I swear, up in victory lane, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see him up there as well. As Charles Colby Barnes, my boy Charles, coming in, showing the love with that like on this stream, and the love face as well, the love eyeballs here as well. I appreciate that, brother. Amy Marie Stefanski with the heart reaction. Kara Billy DeBoer coming in with the like as well. Jake Stefanski with the heart reaction and the share on the broadcast, coming in showing the love. As Cody McCoy says, maybe my luck's gonna be gone tonight. At new car, new wrap, and new team. We out here. You are out there, brother. You looked very, very racy there in the heat races, and I'm sure without a doubt you're gonna be a fast one out there, man. Just hopefully, you know, the luck bug kind of goes your way, the bad luck bug goes the other way for you, and you can kind of get some good breaks out there on the Speedway. I think you're going to be one of those cars to really contend with here this evening. And already, just in this practice session, we see Mr. McCoy as the quickest car out there on the racetrack. So, I mean, That 13 ride's hooked up, looking fresh here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. That may be the dark horse to come home with the victory here on the night. I mean, Jeremy Sexton, Hargraves, tough competitors in the throw. T-Jack, Jackie Whaley, Michael Olsen, so many great, talented dirt street stock drivers ready to duke it out here in this one. As I'm going to get a quick break into me, I'm going to get a quick drink, and then we're going to get ready for our A-Main feature event here in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this feature event here in just under a minute and a half from now. We're going to get right into the racing action. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll with the Monday Night All-Stars powered by the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. These drivers are going to get loaded into the sim, each and every one of them looking for the win here on the evening as they get into the sim here at the dirt track at Charlotte for 60 laps of wicked racing action here this Monday evening. As drivers start to roll here behind the official iRacing pace truck, we'll take you back through our starting grid. As starting on the pole in the Majula Say Speed Shop number 8 ride, it is the Scott Bloomquist paint scheme, Inspire paint scheme there of the Trophy Shark. That is the Alpha Shark of Tyler Jackson. Starting on the pole, to his outside, the DWR JRE iRacing iFlag 720. It's Jackie Whaley there in second. His teammate Jim Revis down in third. The Team CFM Esports number 9 ride of Corey Sibley will start there in fourth. And then we see the Malum Electric 71H of William Hargraves and Michael Olsen in the Swindell Speed Labs number 9 ride there in sixth. Steven Stefanski there in 7th has Jeremy Sexton to his outside. The 2020 of Philip Sexton there in 9th, and Cody McCoy rounding out our top 10. Jacob Sexton, Evan Stefanski, Ryan Howard, Dylan Simmons, Matt Taylor, Cameron Stefanski, Nathan Trepo, Charles Minders, Jason Zilmer, Dakota Proud, Jeremy Akins, Charles Davis, Jeremy Kolba, Russell Harold, and Jacob Stefanski bringing up the rear of the field as we end all the anticipation participation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from the dirt track at Charlotte. T-Jack out in front quickly, trying to open up a couple of car length lead between himself and Jim Wrapz, as Wrapz right there behind him, 2-3 wide back there, a little bit farther throughout the field. His drivers trying to work themselves up to the front. Other drivers trying to hang on and keep themselves from sliding backwards. Now the big question is going to be 60 laps of racing action. This racetrack has been worked back in. The crews have went back and put some water onto the track, stirred up some dirt here. So it's very, very tacky, very racy here early on. Now it's going to take probably 10, 20, 30 laps before we start to see these multiple grooves really start to pay off here, before we start to see this racetrack really slicken up so drivers can be hard on the throttle, find a lot of speed and find a lot of ground early on in this race. But does it tear up your tires? Do you take it a little bit easier? Maybe try to settle in, just hit your numbers, not make any mistakes, and keep your car pointed in the right direction here and keep yourself out of trouble, and have some tires, have some equipment for late in this race to maybe make a run through the front of the field here and maybe put yourself into victory lane with a little bit of strategy here on the Speedway. As out in front, Tyler Jackson, he leads the way, continuing to show these drivers how to get it done. Here at the dirt track in Charlotte, there's a little bit of contact, hang on to it. Cody McCoy almost going around right there, kind of got bounced around the four rider. Ryan Howard was right there in the thick of that one. He got very bent out of shape as well. All drivers though are going to keep themselves pointed in the right direction. Doesn't look like major damage to any of these competitors, and will stay under the green flag conditions. Here comes our P-Main winner, as well as our P-Main driver, the 33 rider Dylan Simmons, actually followed back a couple spots here at the start of this feature event, as we do see Matt Taylor working to his outside. Matty working up into position number 15 now on the Speedway for the 15 machine. Is he going to take a look to the outside of the 2020 of Jacob Sexton? Out in front, T-Jack, Tyler Jackson under fire. Jim Wrapz right there taking a peek to his outside. A little bit of a crossover here as the 57 ride going to take a look down low. Jim Wrapz wants this race lead. He wants to put himself at the front of the field as Jackie Whaley right there in position number 3. Mike Wilson there in fourth with William Hargraves. Jeremy Sexton, our top 6 here on the Speedway. Then you see Corey Sibley right there. As around goes the 2 ride. Cameron Stefanski goes for a loop-de-loop. A few drivers tied up in this one, and we see our first caution flag of the day. So our first yellow flag will be displayed here this evening. A tough break for a bunch of drivers getting tore up in this one, as man, the 2 ride just unfortunately looks like he gets some contact into the corner, and that car just goes around, and then really nowhere to go for a lot of these other guys, man. Once things kind of get stacked up, especially in the middle of these corners, you can get drove over in a quick hurry. As both Stefanskis, Evan Stefanski, Cameron Stefanski right there. But you see that 13 rider, Cody McCoy again, getting a little bent out of shape on corner entry, and I think Cameron just did not expect that. He didn't expect the gap to close up here, as he was right in tow trying to follow the 2020 ride of Philip Sexton around the Speedway, and then the 13 ride kind of came in and down, and unfortunately he gets into him. Front end goes around on the 2 ride, and then this is where things get a little bit more interesting as Dylan Simmons in there. It's a big piece of a little contact there for the 42 NT of the Witch Doctor Nathan Trepo. You see the 19 also getting collected as he drives into that one. That's Dakota Proud, the 54, and Jeremy Kolba all getting piled in there with the 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski. But at the same time, we also saw some pretty heavy contact there for Nathan Trepo, pretty heavy contact for Jason Silver, who is right there behind him. Take a look here at the 42 NT as he sends it into quarter number 3. He's looking to try to stay outside of all this contact. Unfortunately, gets a piece of it up into the outside fence, and then you see that 344 wide of Zilmer also going to go around here, as it looks like he was trying to get checked up here. 344 trying to get checked up for the 42 NT ride. He gets onto the binders. The 50 ride of Charles Davis unfortunately does not react quick enough, goes under, checks that rear end fluid on the 344 ride, and they will go around as well. Pretty heavy front and rear damage for both of those competitors. That's a lot of tore up race cars as we quickly go back to green flag racing. T-Jack with another great restart quickly for the 8 ride as he jumps out in front. trying to open up that lead once again. William Hargraves able to use that restart to his advantage. Jumps up into second as Jim Wrapz now back into third, trying to hang on to it at the 720 ride. His teammate in the DWR iRacing iFlag machine will work there to his outside. So Jim Wrapz back to fourth. Jackie Whaley now up into third. The 9 rider Corey Sibley now inside the top 5. So the 9 rider kind of pouncing back here on this yellow flag and working himself up inside the top 5 as he's got Michael Olsen, Jeremy Sexton right there on his back bumper. The 13 rider Cody McCoy there in 8th with Steven Stefanski. Ryan Howard are top 10 on the Speedway, but they're 3 wide back here for that 3rd spot, or the 10th spot on the Speedway. That's Evan Stefanski rolling the inside lane. Ryan Howard right there in the middle in the 2020 of Philip Sexton trying to work himself inside the top 10 here. He's going to get a great run at a corner number 2, and Philip Sexton will work himself into that 10th position on the Speedway. And now you see the 2020 ride of Jacob Sexton back there. He saw exactly what Philip was just doing on the Speedway, the lane that he was running. He's going to try to reenact that and see if he can work himself around the 4X and the 116 as well. Matt Taylor right there rolling the middle lane here for the 15 ride as the Papa Mike Promotions Sweet Tea Gang 15 ride of Matt Taylor there in 14, still trying to work himself closer and closer to the front of the field. Charles Minders there as well in that 15th position. Jeremy Jenkins there in 16th. That's Dylan Simmons, Jacob Stefanski, Nathan Trepo, Jason Zilmer all sliding backwards here as Stefanski actually started at the rear of the field here. Not sure why he got the EOL or started at the back of the pack with the 23 ride. Unfortunately, was supposed to start quite a bit closer to the front of the field. Was supposed to start in the 10th position, but started this race at the back of the pack here, but making some headway. Now up into 18th from 25th. It's Zilmer works there to his outside the 42 NT and Nathan Trepo. They're rounding out our top 20 as Cameron Stefanski is more contact. Matt Taylor collected into it. The 42 NT, Jason Zilmer, the 2 ride. Heavy contact there as well. Dylan Simmons, almost the exact same characters we saw there in the first yellow flag. Going to come together here for the 2nd yellow flag on the Speedway as well. There's damage on the front end of the 33 ride. We'll see Dylan Simmons sending into corner number 1, trying to work to the outside of the 57 ride, but things get stacked up right here in front of him. So it looks like things get a little stacked up. You'll see the yellow 66 ride of Charles Minders. He's got to get checked up here to avoid running into the 2020 ride of Jacob Sexton. And then you see Matt Taylor just get in there. He gets underneath the 66 ride, trying to stay out of him. That's when the 33 ride comes in and collects the 15, spins him around, and then from that point on, it's all like Donkey Kong. You see the 50 ride. He's going around the 54, trying to go around to avoid these drivers getting tied up into it. More damage for this 33 machine of Dylan Simmons, as Simmons just kind of sent it in there. Was not expecting the drivers there on the outside lane to get stacked up and having to hit the brake pedal, and unfortunately just gets underneath, jacks up that 15 right. See Nathan Trepo get his damage right there. Then we saw Jason Zilmer in the 2 ride come together down on the bottom side of the racetrack here. They make some pretty heavy contact. The 344 hard into Matt Taylor, then hard down the racetrack into the 2 ride. And then as they kind of bounce together here, they come back up the racetrack. The 19 rider Dakota Proud hard in there. Pretty heavy contact for all 3 of those competitors there, as well as a lot of tore up race cars deeper in the field here on the evening, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. T-Jack Tyler Jackson out in front here as my boy Nelson John says, let the beating and banging begin. Listen, you might have jinxed us with those types of words, Nelson. Come on now, brother. Don't put that on us. Don't put them on us, brother. As Philip Sexton in that Tommy Gun Customs ride. How's it looking to you, piece? It looks pretty fresh out there. Not going to lie, Taylor. Not going to lie. It looks pretty fresh out there. It's a beautiful looking paint scheme out there on the speedways. Charles Barnes coming with the like on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on the broadcast. Hit the share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel, as we're working on 1,000 subscribers over there on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you haven't went and dropped a subscription over there on that YouTube channel, make sure you head over there, hit that sub button, become part of the Peacemaker family over on the YouTube stream as well. So we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. We'll get another restart here on the day, as only early in this race, only about 20 laps in here. So we're only 1/3 of the way through this feature event. There is still a lot of racing action left to go here on the evening. Anything can happen out there on the Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us know who you're cheering for and who you want to see up in victory lane. As out in front, it is the 8 ride of Tyler Jackson who leads the way. As oh man, we got a little overlay issue here. There we go. Let's clean that up. As out in front, the number 8 ride, the 822 at Tyler Jackson at the front of the field, showing these drivers that he is the man to beat here this evening. But William Hargraves, we talked about him early on in the evening, that he somehow always seems to find himself a way to the front of the field, especially here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He seems to find another gear here at the dirt track at Charlotte, and he's right there ready to bounce, rolling in position number 2, maybe just sizing up that 822 ride of Tyler Jackson. Waiting for the right time to make a move, is now down to the inside. He is going to make that move. Hargraves for the slide jump down through 3 and 4. He's going to make it stick, but the crossover out of Tyler Jackson down low. He'll pay him one back here in corner 1 and 2, and a big slider right there for Tyler Jackson. He clears the 71H and continues to put himself at the front of the field, protects that slide jump lane here through 3 and 4, as we see our 3rd caution flag of the day fly. So our 3rd yellow flag is going to be displayed. We will take a look back and see what happened. Does it look like potentially Jeremy Sexton running into some issues here? New paint scheme here for the 2020 ride. The Sexton paint and body, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Doghouse Chassis 2020. He sends it into the bottom side. He was just inside the top 5 here, and oh man, he hits an infield tractor tire right there through the middle of corner number 1 and 2, and that's what does him in. Is right here, gets in there a little too deep, smashes that infield tractor tire. You see the front left all busted up here. That car just limping down the back straight away. The 116 right, Evan Stefanski, unfortunately, whole head of steam, could not get checked up quick enough. Gets a piece of him, helps him go around there, creates a little bit more damage for this number 2020 ride. Is a good piece of driving there for the 4K ride. Ryan Howard able to realize what was happening there and get up extremely high and avoid the contact there. Everyone else doing a great job down low, strolling underneath the 2020. Unfortunately for Evan Stefanski, trying to find the extreme outside lane, trying to follow that 4K ride through. Ran out of room, unfortunately gets into the 2020, puts him up into the outside fence. Pretty heavy contact again there for that 2020 ride, as Jeremy Sexton feeling the hurt there, as those infield tractor tires, unfortunately, they do not move. But being scored as our race leader at the time of the caution flag was the 71H of William Hargraves. So Hargraves, now the control car here on the evening, as he will see the green flag fly, his first restart of the evening here at the dirt track in Charlotte, trying to use it to his advantage. As the Delaware final restart, such a big opportunity for race leaders to quickly try to open up a little bit of an advantage and give themselves a bit of breathing room from the cars right there behind them. T-Jack trying to reel him in, as here comes Jackie Whaley and Michael Olsen right there in the thick of things. As more contact deeper in the field, we do see the caution flag fly, as Jacob Stefanski in the 23 ride, unfortunately getting turned around up into the outside fence right there, and that will be caution flag at number 4 here on the Speedway. We'll take a look here, see what happens to this 23 ride as he sends it into corner number 3, and just looks like Charles Minders gets in there a little too quick. Minders just sends it in down low, gets a piece of him, and helps this 23 ride around right there, right into that left rear quarter panel, spins him around, gets him up into the outside fence, and once that car gets stopped on the speedway, the caution flag is displayed. So tough break right there for Mr. Stefanski, as he'll have to restart this one from the rear of the field. The 66 rider, Charles Miners, he'll be working with him right there as well. He'll be jumping in there as well, as Nelson says, someday I will figure out how to get my Black Betty in one of your races. I don't have sponsors. I have to run limited schedule. Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, there's lots of races, lots of different things. And I mean, as the winter time starts to roll upon us, summer slowly but surely coming to a close, as real life racing starts to come to an end, we'll see the action pick up more and more and more here on Peacemaker Gaming, as more and more series start to come across our desk here. We start to see more stuff, in the works, things getting talked about, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot of different series fired up here over the next few weeks, including one in just a few more weeks here in September for the SRA, the Southern Racing Association, as we're going to be getting ready to put on a great series for them for some 358 modifieds as we go back to Green Flag Racing. William Hargreaves, another great restart here into the 71H run as the Malum Electric Viv's Liquor Dirt Panda ride at the front of the field. T-Jack Tyler Jackson back there in second with Jackie Whaley in position number 3. Corey Sibley there in fourth with Michael Olson back in that fifth spot on the speedway as Cody McCoy sends it deep down into corner number 1. He slid right off, heavy contact there between himself and the 57 of Jim Revis. Revis now under fire here. He's getting bounced around, trying to hang on to it. More contact. Oh, the 344 ride is going to go around. There is the caution flag. Revis turned around as well with the 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski parked right there with him, as this one kind of gets started back here in corner 1 and 2 as take a look at what happens here. So the 13 ride of Cody McCoy down low, sends it in, just gets into the grass there. You see him lock up the front left tire. Unfortunately, just sends him up the racetrack right in front of the 57 of Jim Revis. Revis then gets heavy damage, not only on that front left, but the left rear and the right rear, as the 4K of Ryan Howard gets in there, and the 2020 as well gets a piece of that one. And unfortunately for the 57 ride, his troubles continue down the back straightaway here as he goes 4 wide right here, kind of right in the middle of it, and then gets bounced around a little bit more through 3. Then some contact between him and Matt Taylor. Then he comes down. He's trying to save it, trying to keep that car from going around here, and unfortunately, as that car does go around, the 344 ride going to go in there and just get a big piece of him right here. So here's that contact between the 15 and the 57, and that's what really just kicks him sideways here. He's trying to save it, trying to keep it pointed in the right direction. He might have been able to get it pointed there until right here, the 344. Zilmer comes in, gets a piece of him, goes around himself, and then Jim's still trying to get checked up. That is I believe Jeremy Sexton that gets right underneath of him there, helps him go around here down through the infield for the 2020 ride, and then the 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski, nowhere to go, gets nosed in there with that 57 machine. So another caution flag, another bit of contact and damage for drivers, and that means we'll get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, and as you look, does see the 13 ride of Cody McCoy. Looks like he is going to take that EOL here, and he'll start deeper in the field for the 13 ride after the contact with him and Jim Revis and that 344 of Jason Zilmer there. Unfortunately for the 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski, he is a couple laps down as we go back to Green Flag Racing. The green flag back out, but quickly contact the 9 ride of Michael Olson. Turned around and hard into one of the infield tractor tires. No caution flag on the speedway as of yet. He's going to take his car down pit side. There is the yellow. So there is the caution flag, is right out of the get-go here on the restart. I'm not sure who gets underneath him here. It does look like he gets a good run. I don't know if he gets contact here. So he gets some contact right there with the 720 of Jackie Whaley. That gets him into the grass and having to check up. So Philip Sexton really not knowing, what the issue was here with that 9 ride is. He's just trying to stay right in his tire tracks, and all of a sudden the contact between the 2 cars in front of him, the 9 ride, having to check up as he's going through the grass, and unfortunately they come together hard into one of the infield tractor tires for the 9 ride there, and then going to continue to get pushed and turned around as Phillip trying to slow down. He's trying to check up there for him. Unfortunately, couldn't get checked up quick enough, and Olsen hard into an infield tractor tire there. Luckily enough, able to drive off of it and keep that car rolling on the speedway, but heavy damage there for that 09 ride. So we will stack them up, rack them up. We'll get ready to try this one all over again as Hargraves leads the way. Jackie Whaley in second, Tyler Jackson there in third, Corey Sibley, Steven Stefanski, Ryan Howard, Evan Stefanski, Jeremy Kolba, Dakota Proud, and Jeremy Akins are top 10 here on the Speedway. Phillip Sexton now back in the 11th spot, as unfortunately for the number 2020 ride, as he was checking up there, the caution flag not coming out till later, scoring him back here just outside the top 10. So he'll have to try to rebound, make up some ground, and try to work himself back up towards the front of the field here. Right there behind him, you see the 2020 Jeremy Sexton trying to rebound on the evening, as well as same with Nathan Trepo, the witch doctor, up there in the 12th position on the Speedway, looking fresh out there on the racetrack, as we'll go back to Green Flag Racing, not this time, but next time by the start-finish line. So we will get them all re-racked here and ready to rock and roll, as my boy Cardin Cochran coming in, showing the love. Mr. Cochran dropping that like on the stream, as Richard Monts' 2020 can't catch a dang break. Yeah, unfortunately for pretty much all of the 2020s, they haven't been able to catch any breaks here on the evening. As we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go, we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing. Can we stay clean and green here for the rest of the race? We're about to find out. It's the green flag back out here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Quickly, the 71H of Hargraves out in front. He continues to lead the way. He's going to be one tough cookie to try to get back around here on the evening, as that car is absolutely hooked up. It is showing a ton of speed out here on the Speedway. He's going to be tough to beat all night long, but if someone is saving a little tire, maybe make a late race charge, as you see Tyler Jackson trying to reel him back in, as Jackie Whaley and Corey Sibley battle right there for third and fourth on the Speedway. Here comes the 4X, Ryan Howard. Howard out of nowhere, already up 11 positions on the Speedway, now up inside the top 5 as the 4X ride joins the top 5 here on the Speedway. He's got Steven Stefanski there to his inside, his muscles trying to work himself and stay there in the 5th position, as Evan Stefanski there in 7th, rebounding nicely after getting tied up early in this race with a couple incidences. But Jeremy Kolba, Phillip Sexton, Jeremy Akins are top 10 here on the Speedway, with Dakota Proud, Nathan Trepo there in 12th, with the 2020 at Jeremy Sexton working to his inside. Dylan Simmons there in 14th, with Charles Davis, Charles Minders, Jacob Stefanski, Russell Harrell, Jim Revis, Cody McCoy, Michael Olsen, Jason Zilmer, Jacob Sexton, Matt Taylor in the 2 ride of Cameron Stefanski, bringing up the rear of the field as 25 drivers battling out here at the dirt track at Charlotte, and down across the line, just a little over halfway in and halfway to go here on the evening. So we're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that gosh heckin' follow and subscribe button as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. caution flag on the Speedway, and it's the 720 ride of Jackie Whaley running into issues out there on the track as our Crank It Up caution flag is going to be displayed. This is a usual theme for our Crank It Up here on Peacemaker Gaming as the curse continues here on the evening. We will take a look and see what happens here to Jackie Whaley as Whaley has the 9 ride of Corey Sibley all over his back bumper here. Sent it down into corner number 3, and oh, just looks like Tyler Jackson trying to drive it down the Speedway, trying to get down the hill right here. Unfortunately, going to come down and over the nose of the 720 ride of Jackie Whaley. They make contact. Whaley just loses the front end here, and that car through the slick stuff is just going to go around. Luckily enough, everyone doing a great job to try to avoid him. He stays in the throttle, trying to keep that car pointed in the right direction, but then down through the grass right here, he's going to fortunately come to a stop, and that will bring out our caution flag here as he's wanting to roll back out onto the racetrack here, but seeing all these drivers go by him, a good veteran move there, not just driving back out onto the racetrack here and over the lap of a lot of these other competitors. As we'll take a look here again at what happens here is 822 just kind of comes down over top of him right there and just guns the nose off right there, sends him down through the infield, and he's going to get stopped right there, and you can see how closely these drivers are flying by him, and the rest of the field basically right there. You don't want to just park yourself in front of their way and completely ruin your night. So we will get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one as out in front, William Hargraves continues to lead the way, and we see Tyler Jackson, Corey Sibley, second and third on the Speedway. Steven Stefanski, Ryan Howard now up inside the top 5 as Evan Stefanski, Philip Sexton, Dakota Proud, Jeremy Kolba, and the number, I believe that is the number 2020 ride in the 33 right there, lining up for a battle inside the top 10 as well as Dylan Simmons and Jeremy Sexton right there together. As we're going to go back to green flag racing, we're going to go back to our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume once again and cheer on your favorite driver here on the evening. Alrighty, give it up here for all these drivers doing a great job here during our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. As the Crank It Up gonna come to a close here as some tough battling deeper in the field as these drivers not giving up, not backing down out there on the speedway, elbows up, racing out there on the track as they go door to door, fender to fender, out here at the dirt track at Charlotte. A great job here during the Crank It Up as we go 11 more laps left to go here in this A main feature event. 11 more laps for these drivers to duke it out here on the speedway. As things coming to a close here, 10 more laps left to go. Can William Hargraves hang on and pick up the win, or can Corey Sibley find himself a way around the 71H? They have separated themselves from the rest of the field here as Sibley all over the back bumper of William Hargraves. Sibley looking for a run down on the bottom side. Here's the dirty Rhino Welding Stoner Garage number 9 ride works to the inside here of the very beautiful 71H of William Hargraves. Then you see T-Jack, Tyler Jackson trying to reel them both in as Philip Sexton up into position number 4 and looking for more here on the speedway. Steven Stefanski there in the 5th position. Ryan Howard there in 6th as the 13 ride. Unfortunately, a lap down there of Cody McCoy as McCoy back at the rear of the field in the 25th spot, and unfortunately not having the night he was hoping for here this evening as you see Jeremy Sexton there in 7th, Dakota Proud in 8th, Dylan Simmons rounding out our 9th place driver in Jeremy Kolba. Our top 10 here on the speedway as Charles Minders works down to his inside. You can throw Evan Stefanski into that fight here up for the top 10 as here comes Jacob Stefanski into the fight as well. The 23 ride trying to work himself towards the front of the field is Jim Revis, Jackie Whaley, Jeremy Akins, Michael Olson, Jason Zelmer, Matt Taylor, and Nathan Trepo round out our top 20 here on the speedway. Jacob Sexton, Charles Davis, Cameron Stefanski, Russell Harold, and Cody McCoy bringing up the rear of the field as out in front, William Hargraves continuing to lead the way here at the dirt track at Charlotte as things are coming to a close in a quick hurry. Only 5 more laps left to go. Can the 71H of William Hargraves hang on and pick up the win as 4 more laps goes up onto the board here? 4 more circuits for the 71 ride of Hargraves to pick up the win here this evening. Each and every one of these drivers want to find themselves up in victory lane here. The points and everything that are on the line, picking up a win here through the midway point of the season. You definitely want to be that car in victory lane. Hargraves have been snake bitten here a lot of this season, but looking for a big run here, but things are gonna get tougher as the caution flag flies late in this race for Charles Davis. Possibly Matt Taylor and Jacob Stefanski getting collected in this one as the caution flag is going to be displayed here. This is not what our race leaders wanted to see, is that's going to bring a lot of fast cats right back to the mirror as the 15 rider Matt Taylor up on the high side. I'm not sure if something happens in front of him or what may transpire. Doesn't look like much here. Is there you go. Oh, the 23 ride at the same time as we saw contact down the front straightaway. Looks like the 23 of Jacob Stefanski is going to get some issues here as well. He's trying to follow in behind the 720 ride, but looks like Jason Zilmer just gets up there a little bit too far, gets into the back end of him and loops him around. So the 23 and the 15 come hard together here in corner number 1 and 2. That's part of our caution flag here, so that's only part of the yellow as there's the contact, just enough to knock that 23 ride loose and around. Nowhere to go for Matt Taylor as he slams into that one, and just heavy contact there for both of those drivers. But we also saw Charles Davis, and I do believe the witch doctor Nathan Trepo making some contact here as well, as Trepo up on the high side, the 50 down low, a little loose here, and it looks like they kind of just meet in the middle, and the driver's going to go around. Looks like they're going to get pointed in the wrong direction on the speedway, and that will also help bring out the caution flag as We'll get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go as Peggy Hargraves Clark says, heartbreaking. Let's go, Will. Cheering on Mr. Hargraves here at the front of the field. Dan Stifler coming in with the heart reaction on the broadcast as well. How are you, Dan? As we're going to get ready to set him loose here. This may actually work in favor of that 71H as he's able to get a great restart, but the caution flag is going to stay out. They're going to extend it here a little bit, so that's going to get things a little bit more intense up here for these drivers. The intensity building, the anticipation to go back to green flag racing continue to rise up here, and after seeing that restart, the 71H got a little bit of a good jump on that 9 ride, so it may kind of mix up the difference here on what the 9 machine's going to do here on this restart. As here you go, green flag this time around is out and about in another great launch for the 71H of William Hargraves. This may be what Hargraves needed to try to put himself up into victory lane here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Is down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. We are going to see the white flag flying, no caution flag on the Speedway, so this will be our final lap around the Speedway, no matter what flag flies next. Hargraves out in front, a good run down and out of corner number 2 for the final time here this evening through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. William Hargraves is going to hang on and pick up the checkered flag here at the dirt track at Charlotte in the Monday Night All-Stars. William Hargraves going back to victory lane here in the Dirt Panda Malum Electric, while Bill's Viv's Liquor number 71H as he's going to park it up in victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for William Hargraves getting the jump done and picking up the win here this evening over Corey Sibley in the 9 ride in the 822 of Tyler Jackson coming home in 3rd. Philip Sexton, Steven Stefanski are top 5 here on the Speedway. Is a good run there for Philip Sexton, working himself up through the field there late in the race inside the top 5. Same with Steven Stefanski. Very solid runs for those drivers, but at the front of the field here for majority of the day, we saw Hargraves, Sibley, and Tyler Jackson duking it out here, and it comes right down to that final restart, which I think almost worked out better for the 71H as he's able to pull himself up here into victory lane at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's see those congratulations continue to fly up in the chat right now for Mr. Hargraves and the rest of our top 3 here on the evening. And if you haven't, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button as the Demolition Derby down the back straightaway is going to get underway. So these drivers after the race trying to eliminate some of their frustrations and maybe some pent-up energy that they have accomplished over this race after a lot of beating and banging, battling out there on the Speedway. They can try to work out some of their frustrations here on the back straightaway at Charlotte Motor Speedway as our Demolition Derby gonna get underway here. And these drivers bouncing all over the Speedway. Big hits, heavy hits for each and every one of them. And it's, oh man, Matt Taylor, I think, just got absolutely murdered right there. Matt Taylor upside down, one of the first cars on his lid here on the evening, as he was kind of already up in the air as he gets hit here from the 2020 ride. I believe that's Jacob Sexton comes in and just cleans him out. You see that left front just go flying here over top that 344 ride, but man, it was a big hit for both of those drivers. But that puts the 15 upside down here on the back straightaways. Man, we're gonna see a lot of big hits, a lot of heavy contact out there on the racetrack throughout this session here as we're going to turn the banner off. We'll let you guys continue to look at it as the 344 ride going to go upside down there himself. See if we can get another angle here for you guys to really enjoy this Demolition Derby and what's going on down here on the back straightaway as we'll get ready to pull our top 3 in for their post-race interviews. Alrighty, let's see if we can get our post-race interviews underway as Peggy Hargraves Clark says, Yahoo, nice job, William. Just Bib coming in says, fantastic night, William. Congratulations. Mama Bear with the way to go, Mr. William Hargraves as well. Smokey and the Bandit coming in, showing the love over there on the YouTube channel. DeMay Sexton says, those Sexton boys, woohoo, crank it up 100%. As Smokey and the Bandit says, good race and nice job, guys. Great job as usual, Aaron. Thanks, absolutely, Smokey and the Bandit. Glad to see you up here in the chat, showing the love here throughout the broadcast over there on the YouTube channel. Great races, DeMay as well coming in, showing the love as well, man. That was a great race, a great battle all evening long for these drivers and all these contenders here as these guys continue to battle back here for this Demolition Derby. These guys have way too much fun with this Demo Derby on the back straightaway. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys enjoyed the racing action here this evening, if you guys enjoyed the Demolition Derby here as well, make sure you hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, especially jump over to that YouTube channel, hit that sub button as we're working on 1,000 subscribers over there on YouTube. We are so close to 1,000 subs over on the YouTube channel, and every single person we can bring over there to help us continue to grow there on the red site will really help us out, as we're always trying to grow that YouTube channel more and more, as I'll post it over there in the link. If you guys want to go over, you can watch this exact race over on the YouTube channel and hit that sub button if you haven't already. Mr. McCoy says, can't catch that break, maybe next week. Yeah, unfortunate, man. You were having a great run. The car looked very fast. Just looked like it was just on the edge of existence there for a few laps as things started to slick off a little bit. Looked like the car was just a little bit of an animal, and then just no luck, kind of getting bounced around and having some issues there on the speedway. But, man, look good, look fast. You look good out there on the racetrack, brother, and that's all you can really care about out there. And, you know, and continuing to improve week after week after week, I'm sure sooner or later it's all going to come together, and you're not going to have to worry too much about the bad luck anymore. All right, as we're going to jump up into the booth here with our race winner, William Hargraves. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth right now. Hey, Will, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Hey, Aaron, I get you, man.
Well, brother, what a run, what a race, man. Take us through this one as, you know, early on we saw T-Jack at the front of the field, and slowly but surely you were able to find your way around him. And then ever since then, you never really looked back, but you definitely had a lot of pressure there on your back bumper. We saw, you know, Corey Sibley right there ready to strike. Tyler Jackson still there, especially on those restarts. And then you throw in Jackie Whaley and so many of these other great competitors right there ready to bounce, trying to figure out a way to get around you, but you're able to hold them off and put yourself up here in victory lane, man. Take us back through it. What was going through your mind there with that late race restart?
Yeah, man. Early on there, I struggled to get to the top, so it took me just a minute there. But once I did, I was able to kind of track them guys down, and I was beating on Tyler's bumper a little bit there, trying to make sure he knew I was there. I mean, I knew he knew, but he was. Tyler's always so fast, so it's fun when you can say that once in a blue moon. But I threw a slider, and the way that iRacing works, a caution had come out and it goes back a lap. So I got the gift there. So that was gift number one, and then we were able to pretty much lead there, for the most part, comfortably, I guess, till the later stages of the race. And then, man, I tell you, Corey, he was beating on my door there. He definitely had the faster car at the end, and I think gift number two came when that last caution came out, because had Corey had a shot, that was his shot, I think, right there, because he was just so much better. And then the caution came out, and I knew on the caution if I could get a decent start on him. I pretty much had I just done my thing, I felt like I was pretty confident I'd be all right. And we actually was just getting ready to go green, and Corey gave me a little shot in the rear, and I just went with it. So I floored it, and I was able to get a good start, and yeah, it just kind of worked out for me tonight. So overall, man, I'm super happy. I told you last week I was hoping to find victory lane, and of all tracks, it it's one of my favorites, Charlotte.
Absolutely. We talked about that early in the evening that you seem to always just find that extra gear, that extra little bit that you need here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You always end up towards the front of the field, and another big win here for you at the dirt track at Charlotte. And we talked there during that late race caution flag as well, with that 9 relatively all over your back bumper. He was getting those runs, he was sizing you up, taking looks to your inside. He was getting ready for some big moves to be thrown and potential to take that win away from you. And then the caution flag came out where normally when you see a late race yellow flag, it's never a good thing. Most drivers, they don't want to see that, but single file restarts, you're able to hit your marks there on the restart and just kind of give yourself that couple car length advantage where it didn't give him enough time to really make that ground back up in those 2 laps. So it kind of was a blessing in disguise seeing that late race caution flag here this evening for you.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that was totally gift number 2 for us tonight. Corey was so good at the end until that caution came out, and not that he wasn't good after the caution. It was just like I said there. If I could get that decent start, and then he kind of helped too because he gave me that boost in the rear, and I went with it. And when that kind of stuff happens, there's the guy in second. He usually gets delayed because of it. It's just kind of how it works because you're not trying to push him. You just whatever type of thing, and so that allowed me to probably maybe even get another extra half car length. So like I said, I felt safe then, but until that point, man, he was definitely getting ready to make a move. I was actually kind of surprised I didn't see one maybe just a little bit earlier, just to see. I kind of figured he might try something, but he might have just been waiting until that last lap. I mean, like I said, I know for sure he was faster, better at the end, and had it that been his plan too, he probably would have been all right with that too. But no, it just worked out for us tonight.
Absolutely. Works out perfectly for you. You're able to hang on and pick up the win here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Will, congratulations on a great run and another great drive here at this beautiful speedway, man. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and another great performance and great drive here at the dirt track at Charlotte?
Yeah, Aaron, I gotta start by thanking you for doing an awesome broadcast as always, man. You just always kill it. Uh, I gotta thank Dustin and all the boys for all their hard work and time, dedication to this league, and bringing street stocks back and making them great again. They definitely got something good going here, and then with other series, trying to add good drivers to this series and whatnot, they got something good going for sure. So I hope to see that continue. I got to thank all my Dirt Panda Racing teammates, Joyride Designs, Viv's Liquor, MelmElectricMotorsales.com. I got to thank Viv for always watching and supporting us. And then I got to thank KC Speedworks. When we do open setup stuff, we got to start getting back into that a little bit more. And yeah, just all the racers, people that watch and support the broadcast, just everybody. Thanks a lot, guys.
Absolutely, brother. Well, it's always our pleasure to watch you out there on the speedway and doing your thing out there on the racetrack. As man, oh man, oh man, what a run and what a drive for you here tonight as you pull it up into the Charlotte Speedway victory lane. Congratulations again, Hargraves, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here next Monday and back up in victory lane, and maybe even a guest appearance on Friday night. Maybe we'll see you back up here before the end of this week.
Yeah, man, you just never know. I did sign up and I did race last week and I kind of made a bad mistake there and I'm just glad it wasn't for points and I would have felt terrible for sure. I already feel bad enough and well, Mr. Benton there, I'm sure he'll repay the favor eventually.
I'm sure he definitely will. He's not scared to show you a bumper or two out there on the speedway and trying to get around you out there a little rougher on the racetrack. But I know for one thing, it's going to be a heck of a show and a heck of a race, as it always is when we see you out there on the speedway, just like tonight, Will, as you get it done, pick up that win, and pull yourself in the victory lane. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack in the next one.
Hey, I appreciate it, Aaron. You have an awesome night, dude.
Yes, he was well.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for William Hargraves as Hargraves comes home in position number 1 here on the evening, picking up the win on the night as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 9 rider, Corey Sibley. Corey coming home here in position number 2. We'll pull the 9 ride up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Corey, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
Corey, brother, a great run and a great drive here for you in this one as he came oh so close to tasting victory here this evening. But in late race caution, I think maybe just was enough to keep you back there, man, as he was able to get a good restart, get that couple car length advantage, and just not enough time for you to get back to the back bumper there, William Hargraves, as you were all over him late in this race, just trying to wait, maybe biding your time, making sure that you got the moment perfect there in the run, absolutely the best you could to try to make that move and get around that 71H.
Yeah, no, that was a very inconvenient caution. I felt like I was beating him, especially coming out of 4. I was getting a really good run near the end. I was hoping if it just took me one time getting to his left rear, would have had a chance at him, but I wasn't gonna. It was one of those things you can't push it though because you slip up once and you're losing wholesale spots. But no, I mean second place wasn't bad. It's overall a good race. I was back to 8th at one point, so I can't be too upset. But yeah, I'll take second and be happy with it.
Absolutely, yeah. We saw you slide back a little bit early in the ranks here, and then you slowly but surely started to pick them off, able to avoid a few of the incidences out there on the speedway, and then late in this one, man, just seemed like you were, right there, just trying to make that move, and as you said, waiting for that time, the correct time to kind of pull that slide job off, or to get a run down low to make, maybe see the bottom had something there, but unfortunately, just untimely caution flag and not enough time late in this one to be able to make that move and put that pressure back on the back bumper of the 71H rider, William Hargraves, as you pull it up here in position number 2. Still a very solid run, a very solid performance, and a great point stay here for you as well on your hunt for the championship here with the Monday Night All-Stars.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I need a few more finishes in front of Tyler. I think from the math I can do, we're about 25 points apart. So got to figure a couple things out. See if I can get lucky a couple more times with him. Not qualifying well, because I think that's where he's killing me the most. Is he's qualifying first or second every week, and I'm qualifying, 6th, 7th, 8th, and it's just 10 points a race adds up real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely adds up. Definitely makes it a little bit more of a gap to have to try to close in, especially when on the speedway, that T-Jack is always going to find a way towards the front of the field here. But, one night of mediocre finish for the 822 ride and a good finish for yourself could bring you right back there to his, his back bumper in the point standings here, as you were there with him, battling with him for quite a few laps here on the speedway. Man, it was a lot of fun watching you, Will, Tyler, even Jackie Whaley right up there in the thick of things. Man, you guys were putting on a great show for us there at the front of the field, and as the dust settles, you pull it up here onto the podium. Still a great day. Who would you like to thank for a great run and a great drive here on the evening?
First off, I want to thank Tyler Bowman. He made this real nice looking wrap. I think a couple people noticed it in the league itself. I think it looks great. CFM Esports, all the guys there. It's cool to be a part of one of the premier setup shops on the game. My buddies Jim and Charlie, I think both of them are watching. They kind of enjoy watching it, and it's cool to have real people watch you race on here. My wife, she always just supports it. Then thank Dustin for putting on the league, you for putting on the broadcast, and everyone else who watches.
Absolutely, brother. It's always my pleasure to put on these amazing broadcasts for you and all your friends, family, and all your fans in the stands here to cheer you on, as they had a lot to cheer about here this evening, and almost a lot more as you were right there within striking distance, almost putting yourself into victory lane here this evening. But I know it's just going to make you hungry and hungrier for another checkered flag yourself, and I'm sure before the end of the season we'll see you up here, maybe a couple times up in victory lane yourself, man. Is always so fascinating race out there on the Speedway, and I know there's some tracks coming up here that you favor, and I'm sure we're going to see you up here with some more of these very good, strong finishes. Now, whether or not you can finish them off and put yourself up into victory lane may be a different story, but I'm sure without a doubt we'll see you up here in victory lane one of these nights.
Yeah, man. Yeah, consistency is key in the long run. Like I was saying, earlier in the year, I came to win the championship. The rest of it's just kind of icing on the cake. So if I just keep being consistent, keep chugging forward, it should all work out.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to watching how it all works out for you, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Monday, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, brother. As a great run, great drive here for you tonight, a solid second-place run, and we look forward to seeing you out there next Monday.
Thank you, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place driver here on the evening. Our second place driver there, the 9 ride of Corey Sibley. Sibley coming home there in second as we'll get ready to pull in our third place driver, the 822 ride of Tyler Jackson, T-Jack, in his Scott Bloomquist inspired ride, coming home in position number 3 here this evening. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
What's up, Aaron?
Not much. T-Jack, man, another strong run, another good race here for you. Unfortunately, just seemed like midway through that one as Hargreaves was able to get around you. We saw you battling hard there with Sibley and Jackie Whaley, Philip Sexton, and so many other great talented drivers up throughout our top 5 in this race. But unfortunately, just weren't able to find enough there late in this one to put the pressure on the back bumper of the 9 ride of Sibley as he was putting the pressure on Hargreaves there. You know, you were within striking distance, just needed that little bit extra late in this race. What did you need out there?
I don't know. Kind of sucked all night. Qualified 9th, which I didn't think I messed the laps up at all. So when I saw I was 9th, I knew that wasn't good. But gave us a good spot for the invert, and we were able to capitalize and get the heat win, start on the pole. And then, in the beginning, I was just kind of riding around, just kind of half throttle, 3/4 throttle in the straightaway, and kind of just running the middle, and it seemed to be okay. And then Hargraves was coming. He was pushing me really hard, and I thought maybe I'd just let him go and burn his stuff up. And I don't know. Then caution came out, and it really kind of threw me in a. It came out exactly when he crossed me over, slid me. So kind of got a bad raw end of the deal on that. But I don't know, the bottom just wasn't there at all. I don't know if it's because tire wear is. I don't know if I've raced a legitimate long race here, I guess, since tire wear came out. So normally I can sneak right around the tires here and make time, but every time I went down there, I lost ground and ended up being kind of one lane, slider 3 and 4 and top 1 and 2. Although Corey was running kind of 3/4 up the track in 1 and 2 and making that work. And I don't know if that last caution didn't come out. I think those two might have started sliding each other and maybe would have tangled. But third place is probably better than even what we should have been. And got into it with Jackie there. I don't know. I came down maybe half a foot and his bumper was there and turned me sideways and turned him sideways. And I apologize to him for that. He called the EOL out as his own. So I thank him for that. And it's kind of just a bad deal. Never like starting up front and losing spots.
Absolutely never a good time when you go negative there on the grid starting positions there and the finishing positions, but at least you were able to hang on. It wasn't too bad, only 2 spots down from where you started, but man, you're right there ready to pounce all evening long. And as you said, when before that caution flag came out, you saw Sibley all over the back bumper there of Hargreaves. All it takes is one wrong bump or anything else gets the 71H a little sideways, and Sibley to roll out of the throttle, and you're right there on top of them or driving right on by them and possibly into victory lane here yourself. So, I mean, even though, it was a bit of a good finish, but a disappointing finish for yourself, you were right there within striking distance of another win here on the evening as you pulled it up onto the podium here at Charlotte.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what we were missing tonight. Played with some of the offset, steering offset, and went extremely one way and extremely other way, and we kind of sucked in both. So I don't know. I've been doing some practice for the VLR stuff for the super late, so I was on here this afternoon doing that. So I don't know if it's just from running that car and then coming over here and not really being ready to run this type of car. But hats off to those guys that can switch cars all the time and be fast and everything, because obviously I can't.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough thing to do, even just that day or 2 days of, running something consistently and something different, you kind of get back in behind the wheel of something like the street stock, or, you go from the 358 modified into a sprint car, they all have such different driving styles, your entry points, your braking points, everything are so different, and, a lot of times, drivers will run into issues with the two of those, or three of those different kind of driving styles kind of collage together, and you kind of got to figure yourself back out again throughout a race. And you were able to do it here pretty decently, still able to hang on to a third place run. T-Jack, who'd you like to thank for a great run and strong performance here again at the dirt track in Charlotte?
Yeah, I want to congratulate Will. He was fast all night, qualified first, all over me in the heat, and then won the feature. So good night for him. He's had some bad luck in this series, so it's good to see him get a win. Congratulations to Corey too, finishing P2, gained some points on me. Yeah, the usual guys: Black Diamond Mafia, CFM Esports, Majula Say Speed Shop, ShopFergie22.com. I saw Fergie put his car for sale on his Facebook page this afternoon. So anybody's got an extra 32 grand, he's selling a Longhorn. But KC Speedworks for all the open setup stuff. Logan Speed Shots for photos. 5-6 Graphics is my wrap guy. Yeah, we'll had another Bloomer wrap out tonight, and we'll retire it. And next week we'll come back with our own.
Beauty. Well, we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Monday, and maybe back out there Friday evening as well for the Friday Night Lights here at the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. But Tyler, a great run, a great drive here for you on the evening, and we can't wait to see you back out there in the next one.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I think we go to a quarter mile next week, so hopefully we'll have a little better results on the quarter miles. They seem to fit my driving style a little bit better. So yeah, I'm gonna go give it a shot Sunday with the VLR stuff, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, brother. We look forward to seeing you out there, and hopefully we'll see you either up here in the broadcast booth on Friday, or if we don't see you up here in the booth, then good luck there with the VLR again, and hopefully we'll see you, making the A main, and maybe picking yourself up a good payday, and maybe taking home that $6,000 to win there on Sunday night.
Yeah, I think we'd need about 110 of them to wreck for us to win the big deal. But I mean, really, when there's 120 of them, I'd be happy with being better than half of them. That's just, it is what it is. Gotta be honest with yourself and know where you stand when it comes to different cars and the amount that some of these guys play and how good they are. I mean, those guys they're really good. Spent a lot of time on here and they got the skills. So yeah, if we get better in half, that'll be a win for me. And hopefully we just don't embarrass ourselves. That's really the main thing is all.
Absolutely, brother. Well, I'm sure without a doubt you're going to be up there. You're going to be putting on a show, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fans of the stands cheering on that, that the Alpha Shark machine out there on the Speedway. Good luck, brother, and hopefully enjoy the rest of your evening. And hopefully we'll see you up here in the booth before that race and be able to wish you luck again.
All right, thanks for the broadcast, Aaron.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Tyler Jackson as T-Jack picking up the win, or the third place finish here in this one. He was right there looking for the win. He started on that pole position, comes home in position number 3 there for Tyler Jackson as T-Jack. Man, he's got that points lead. He's trying to extend it right there, but it's tough to do when you get some of those drivers that are in contention, right there all around you every single night, man. It's tough for them to kind of, open up a gap or try to give themselves some breathing room throughout a race. They're right there, every single one of these races, just battling door to door out there on the Speedway. This time, seemingly able to get a couple points over top of them on the evening. So T-Jack, I'm sure, will come back even stronger next week. And as you heard, he'll be in the VLR, the virtual or Victory Lane Racing is the VLR. another broadcasting company. They only do big big shows, and they got an $18,000 purse for this Sunday coming up. And you'll see drivers like Tyler Jackson in there, and a lot of drivers from our other series also in contention and racing there in the spring fling is what they call it, even though it's no longer spring. But it's going to be a good show, going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be amazing to see T-Jack out there and a lot of our other friends and fellow competitors here in a lot of these series battling for that $6,000 to win $18,000 purse on Sunday evening. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, each and every one of you coming in, showing the love here on the evening, any of the likes, the comments, any of the shares. I appreciate you guys for showing the love and support here on the channel, and any of the new followers or any of the new subscribers here on Peacemaker Gaming. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in and showing the love here in this one, and welcome you to the Peacemaker family. And unfortunately, though, that is going to call it a night for us here on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.